I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had it where you get an inquiry and you suddenly panic because it's so hard to get them to the actual consult call with you? We cover this exact topic on this live coaching call with a girl photographer named Lacey. She's getting amazing inquiries. She's getting like 40 a month. But where she's struggling is not getting the inquiry, but she's struggling to get them on the consult call. She's like, if I can get them on the consult call, I got them. But if I can't get them to the consult call, well, I don't got them. And that's the big issue, is how do we create that bridge from the inquiry to the actual consult call? So if that's something you want help with, you'll find this episode very, very helpful. Let's talk to Lacey. Lacey, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
So good. So nice to meet you. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah,
Could
absolutely.
you could you tell everybody where you are from and what type of work you specialize in?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am from Huntsville, Alabama, and I do both photo and video.
Amazing. I love it. And how long have you been doing it for?
So I actually am in my first year of my business. I have
So
been doing
cool.
photography for about 3 years, but
Hmm.
in media and marketing before I started my business, and I am
Gotcha.
in my seventh month of business now.
All right. I love it. Congratulations. Well, thank you for being here, Lacey. How can I help you out today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been listening to your podcast for a while and just want to say it's been a huge help in my
So
business.
cool.
I was able to go full time a month ago. And so I've
Good
just been
for
super
you.
stoked about that. And just really appreciate all the wisdom I've learned from you. But one thing you talk about is knowing your numbers and really
Mm.
like honing in on your sales process. And
Hmm.
one of the things I've been thinking about is how to get people on the consult call more because I've
Yeah.
been looking at my numbers. I get a healthy number of inquiries, about 40 to 50 per month.
Hmm.
And then with those, about 8 to 10 of them are booking a call. And I'm
Okay.
able to get about 90% of them to book once they do get on the call with me.
Gotcha.
What I'm looking at though is that I have about a 20% booking rate in terms of like initial inquiry to booking, and I would
Mm.
like to tighten that up. I can tell you my process now as far as when they
Yeah.
inquire. Would love to get your thoughts. So I do use your email template whenever they
Awesome.
first inquire, and I have a guide I created in HoneyBook, and it has just an initial like about me page, like a
Hmm.
couple paragraphs, and then it has a page that says like we might be a good fit if, and it's things that kind of set me apart, like being
Mm.
very intentional about the wedding day. I'd like to really emphasize this about your marriage, not just your wedding. So, like some of these
Yeah.
differentiating factors. And then I have my packages listed out, my 3 packages, and then a booking link for them to actually book the consult call there. I've also started pasting it in the email so they don't have to go to page 4 to try to book it.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped a little bit. But I do feel like I get a lot of people who I send the guide to them. I always follow up with a text and just let them know that I sent it
Awesome.
in case it gets to spam. But there are a good bit of people that I feel like I see that they view it and they just ghost after that. So I'm just kind
Totally.
of wondering what I can do to differentiate myself and get more people to be interested enough to book a call.
Totally. Absolutely. So to start off with, I mean, the biggest issue is the inquiry to call ratio. Am
Yes,
I
yes.
correct? So you got like this great robust call to booking ratio. Like once you get them on the call, you're like, I got them, which is awesome. And I think a lot of people find themselves in those shoes as well. Like, hey, if I get them on the call and I can connect with them there, I got them, which is awesome because that can be that can be trickier. It can be like, okay, we have like a big sales issue there. But if your biggest issue is inquiry to call ratio, then the biggest thing is like we got to look at that step in the process because for some reason that's where we're disconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also, I think it's helpful to look the step before that as well. So I might ask you a couple questions here, and this is just like stuff I ask a lot of people when they're in this type of situation. If any of this is like redundant to what you said, please forgive me. But the biggest thing to start off with is again that flow between that inquiry and then scheduling a call. When they actually hit submit on that inquiry form, what happens right then? Do you have like a little thank you, or do you have like a thank you page? Do you have like a confirmation page? What happens at that point?
That's actually a good question. I don't know. So I use Showit
Ah,
for for my website, and it does like send me the form through Showit, but I've
yeah.
never looked at how I could have like a confirmation page or something they go ahead and like have to look
Ooh,
at. I will
Lacey,
say,
you are in the right place. I
okay.
love it. I mean, here's the thing: is like that shows us right off the bat that there's room for growth, right?
Mhm.
So let's hold that thought for a second. Confirmation page needs work. Second thing I want to ask you is what's the time gap between submission and email? So, for instance, or text, whatever you're doing, it sounds like you're doing a little bit of both. But when someone sends you a inquiry, what's the average? Would you say? I mean, obviously, sometimes someone's gonna submit an inquiry on like Friday, and then you like maybe have a wedding or you have a holiday happening, and then But what's an average? This is when I get back to people.
I'm typically very fast. It's something that I like to communicate with my clients, that I'm always going to be
Yeah,
a quick communicator.
totally.
If I'm not at an event or something, it's typically, I mean, sometimes it's as fast as 10 minutes, usually less than an hour in pretty much all cases, unless I have something I'm tied up with.
Cool. So you're pretty efficient at that point. Now, so you're going through Gmail, right?
Yes.
Do you have any, because you had mentioned Honeybook. Did I hear that
hmm
incorrectly? So you're also doing Honeybook. So you're not doing that client communication through Honeybook quite yet.
I don't have as many automations as I would like to. That's not something I really had the
Sure.
time to build out, but I definitely would like to get into that.
So just to clarify here, when someone sends an inquiry form, it goes to your Gmail from Showit.
hmm
What do you do then? Do you pull them into Honeybook manually, or do you just respond to them from Gmail from there?
I create a project in HoneyBook, and then
Mm-hmm.
I have my services guide through HoneyBook, and
Mm-hmm.
then I will actually send that response email through HoneyBook to them.
Gotcha. Cool. So my thought is here's what I love to have you do is I want you to make your contact form directly through Honeybook. Did you know that
Oh,
Honeybook can do that?
okay.
So
I did not
Honeybook,
know.
and this goes for Honeybook, this goes for Dubsado, this goes for any really CRM. I mean, any CRM that's worth its salt. You're going to be given some sort of contact form. So you can just even type in after this call into Google, like, hey, how do you get forms created on Honeybook, something like that. So then from there, they're going to show you how to do it. And then you can create a form in Honeybook. And then you can say embed form into my website, into my Showit website.
Okay.
So then they're going to give you a line of code. All you have to do is copy that code. You paste that code as like a code injection into your website, and then immediately it pops up this little form that you made in Honeybook. Then what happens is when someone submits a form on your website, it actually directly all their information, like their name, their email address, all the information they put down there, wedding, date, it all auto populates into a brand new project in Honeybook. And so don't feel like this is like a big setup. This actually isn't it's not going to take you a lot of time. It would take you probably a matter of 30 minutes to get a form created and then embedded into your website. Normally it'd take me like 10 minutes, but if you're like just doing it for the first time, it might take you 30. So that's what I would highly recommend doing as well. That way we can get them into Honeybook right off the bat. You don't have to go through the cumbersome process of transferring them over. And what I'm also getting to at all of this is that in Honeybook, you can actually see your view when they open your email. So you can see like, hey, are they even opening my email? You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Sometimes that's very insightful because if let's say people aren't even opening your emails, that's not anything you're doing wrong. That might mean more of a technical issue that's happening or an email server issue, something like that. So that will be very helpful as well to track who's actually watching. But it doesn't sound like the gap between the inquiry and the response is your issue. You sound like you're very prompt in that. So the next thing I would ask is the email you're sending itself. It sounds like you're sending my email template freebie, which is amazing. Sounds like you customize a little bit. So I'm not going to worry too much about that other than to ask you, do you make sure and have one link on there that says schedule a call with me here?
Yes, and that
Okay,
is one thing I've already noticed has started helping, because I didn't used to have the link
cool.
actually in the email, and I've started
Nice.
putting that in there.
Now you do. And you use Calendly, some sort of scheduler?
I use the HoneyBook scheduler, so they're able to just
Okay.
directly book the call.
Totally. Awesome. Honeybook is a great scheduler. I would say eventually it'd be cool to get you over onto Calendly because Calendly gives you some workflows. They can actually give you some automated emails so that the client actually gets an automated message sent to them. You can even set up texts so they get automated text sent to them. It just really pre-frames the client to actually attend the call because some people will book a call and they won't even attend because they don't get the reminder emails. So it's really helpful to have those customized reminder emails as well. And then, so let's talk about this guide and these price points. Now we're kind of like heading down the steps here. When you get to the guide, are you sending them? You said it's more of like a Honeybook guide that you send them.
Yes, so it has like four like pages they can click through. I've also wondered if
Yeah.
maybe I have too many pages in there, if I should just
Oh,
have
four
like,
is not too many.
okay, okay.
That's good. I would even say maybe you want to make it even more lengthy just so you can explain to them a little bit more about your approach and why you do what you do and like just different reviews and testimonials. That'll be really, really helpful because
Okay.
when people are seeing these prices for the first time, they really want to know like why is she worth this much money? You know what I'm saying? So that'll be really helpful. I think eventually to have you get on a longer guide. What I actually have been telling my students and recommending to them is actually creating on their website a separate hidden landing page as a pricing guide, but it's actually more of a pricing web page. That way people can scroll through it. It can customize for, mobile orientation or desktop orientation, which is really helpful for people because a lot of people, you don't know what device they're going to be joining from. You can put like videos of yourself in it. You can update your pricing really actively without like downloading as a PDF. And yes, even things like reviews and testimonials are very helpful in that context as well. Are they seeing your price point for the first time when you send over this guide? Or have they seen something about price on your website prior to this?
So I do have my price range on my website, but
Okay.
I most people act like they don't know what price I am once they inquire. I
Yeah,
think it's because a lot of these people I'm connecting with on Facebook through
sure.
groups, and I don't know that they're fully reading everything on my wedding page on my website, and it is more in like an FAQ section. So I don't know if I need to
Sure.
like highlight that price point a little better. And
Totally.
I just raised my prices a little bit since I was getting close to being booked out for this year. And I am around my lowest package for 6 hours is around 2,500, and
hmm
then my 10-hour package I'm at like 4,500. But they do get a full like highlight film and a second shooter
hmm
with that, so that's kind of like my
Yeah.
current price range
Yeah, for sure. Well, what I can also tell you about that specific price range right there is 2,500 you said
for the 6 hour. Yes.
and 4,500 for the second one up. So those are two very different people because a lot of people I've noticed when you're anywhere I'd say sub 3,000, it is a very specific type of buyer, a very specific type of wedding client, I should say, couple, because a lot of times the sub 3,000 market is a very budget buyer market. Like that is one of their primary goals, if not their main goal, is to find a budget photographer. That is very different from once you start getting into the 45, the 5, the 55, the 6. Like that window is more they start caring about quality more. And it sounds like you're kind of in the position where you're like, hey, I'm really trying to shoot for more quality rather than just like the quantity. So just be aware of that as you think about your pricing and as you think about people coming to you and even where you market yourself. Like half of the tell of what someone's going to be willing to pay for or align with in our brand is where did they come from. And I think even Facebook groups specifically, a lot of that budget crowd comes from that Facebook group market. So it might be something where you think to yourself, well, maybe I could pivot my marketing to a different marketing channel outside of that Facebook group vibe so that I can find better clients who are willing to pay more, who value quality more, things of that nature. But then again, I even wonder if we could get it to the place where instead of 2,500, you start charging something like even 3,200 or even just 3,000 up to 4,500. That way we
Okay.
can get out of that sub $3,000 market so that the people who are there for like the $2,000 wedding, they're not even in your inbox. Now that will decrease those types of inquiries. So don't panic when that happens, when you're like, I'm getting less inquiries, because at that point you're trying to weed out the wrong ones, right? You're trying to show like, hey, I am here for photography that is above that $3,000 market. I'm not just here for people who are like in that sub $3,000 market. So I think that's going to be really important as well, is just to differentiate is, you know, are we the $4,500 photographer, or are we the sub $3,000 photographer? Because I think that is a distinction you're going to want to make, so that you don't get people who come to you expecting one thing and then you're like, no, that's not what we're doing here. So again, it's all about pre-qualifying people. Pre-qualifying is a good thing, even if you scare some people away. That's not even only fine, that's great. Now let's go back to the confirmation page. I'd love to go back to that confirmation page. When people first inquire with you, just know, have it in your head, that is when they are the most excited about me as possible. Like, they went through my website, or they came through, whether it's like a Facebook page or an Instagram or a referral from a friend or another vendor, they went through your website then and they were like, yep, she's the one for me. I'm going to inquire with her, or at least I think she might be the one for me. And that takes some investment of time to fill out your form. And that takes someone who's like, yeah, I did my research on this person, I really want to work with them. That is the point where we have to move them to the next step if possible. So whenever I hear someone saying, I can't convert people from the inquiry to the call, I say, let's just shorten that. Let's like make that gap so short. Let's slap them right up against each other. So on that confirmation page, when someone clicks inquire, send, boom, the next page that I want them to see is that confirmation page that has a scheduling link embedded right into it that says, hey, thank you so much for inquiring. I cannot wait to hear, I can't wait to get back to you. You will hear from me in such and such a time period, let's say like in a matter of 2 to 12 hours. In the meantime, hey, let's set up a call together. This will be the next step we're going to do anyways. It's a 30-minute meeting, 15 to 30-minute meeting. Let's hop on a call. Here's my availability. You let me know. Here's my email directly if you're struggling to find a time that works for you. You can even say, here's my phone number if you want to message me and we can find a better time. And then on the flip side of that too, when you send them an email, also send them that text, because it sounds like you're texting them, and you text over that scheduling link as well. That way, again, we're really emphasizing, let's get on the call together. Let's get on the call together as soon as they're excited to reach out to you. The other thing that I think works really well in the confirmation page is a little video that you can put of yourself, even like a selfie video. I use an app called ChipBot for this. I think it's just chipbot.com. You can look it up. You can use it for free. You can embed that into the little corner of your website. It'll just pop up, and you can put that on that confirmation page specifically, so that when people click send, they got this page, scheduling link there, a thank you from you for inquiring. And then you can put things in there like, hey, you want to view a full gallery? Do you want to see some tips that I give for planning your wedding day, or my favorite venues in the area, or my favorite vendors in the area? And then on top of all of that you're serving them with, you add a little video in the corner that they can expand that says, hey there, you know, my name is such and such, and I've been here for this long, and I've been doing photography for this long. I am so happy that you have reached out to me, and I can't wait to talk to you as soon as possible. Here's this link up here where you can schedule a call with me, and as soon as 12 hours, I will get back to you. I might even send you a text. Do you know what I'm saying by that? So that they feel so served and so communicated with right after they send that form over. How does that sound?
I love that idea. Yeah, I really do think that that's going to help a lot, because I don't think they get anything right now when they submit the form,
Yeah.
and then I
They
send
might
my
just get a
email
little thank
template and
you.
everything. Yeah, so I think that's great.
Yeah. And Lacey, honestly, something you have to remember too, that I always have to remember myself, is like when people send over a form, I don't know if you've ever sent over a form on a random website at some point. It's vulnerable because you're like, I've never met this person on the other side of it. I don't know where this message is going. Like, is it going to a random assistant? Is it going to this person directly? Like, are they going to read it? Are they ever going to get back with me? Is this like sharing too much? Is this sharing too little? So the sooner you can just confirm for them, like, thank you, you did the right thing. I am so grateful. here's the next step, you're in the right place at the right time. That helps them understand that they are rewarded now for doing the thing that you asked them to do. And it just greases the entire sales process for the next step. So
absolutely.
that is honestly, Lacey, what I would do as the practical next step is first that confirmation page. And second, I would make sure that you have that HoneyBook form set up and embedded into your site. And if you struggle at all, HoneyBook has so many little how-to pages and videos showing you how to do all of this. I'm sure it'll be very intuitive for you. And then even making sure that in HoneyBook, that when you create that form, that's where you add in your confirmation page. So it'll say, hey, what's a good page we should send people to after they submit the form? You go grab that page you created and show it, grab the link to it, throw it in that HoneyBook field that they ask for, and then it will be all set up. And then you go through, send yourself a test dummy inquiries just so you know it's all set it up correctly. But that's what I would do, because everything else you're doing, Lacey, sounds like it's amazing. It's just these key little spots right here that I think will go a very long way into getting more people on those calls with you.
Absolutely. This has been so helpful. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, tell us what your social media handles are and tell us what your website is so we can go follow you there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my business name is Lacelight Studios. So on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I'm Lacelight Studios. That's LACELIGHT Studios. And
Love
then
it.
same with my website, lacelightstudios.com.
Thank you so much for being here, Lacey. I appreciate it. Amazing question. And yeah, I wish you the best in all of this.